The new Whirlpool W collection with Sixth Sense technology that fully guides you to achieve perfect results. Whirlpool, sensing the difference.
You're very welcome back. If you wouldn't mind stopping your chat, we're live on the telly, lads. It's been a while since we let him run amok in the kitchen, so we thought we'd let him take over again today. What are we thinking, Ado?
What are we smelling? Sorry, we were just talking about the Champions League, but we're cooking now, Simon.
We are, and you know, we're doing, when someone says comfort food to me, this is what comfort food is. This is like a big hug in a bowl.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is a real family favourite. It's a slow-cooked lamb casserole, okay? I want to talk to you first about prepping the lamb for the dish, okay? Because you hear chefs talk about searing the lamb, and that's the first thing we're going to do. I've said it before and I'll say it again, we all have great butchers, great local butchers, we need to support them. I got this gorgeous shoulder of lamb from my local butchers, Family's Howdy Butchers. They're a great gang. They've all got great produce. We need to support them.
Yeah, and they're great with advice as well, aren't they?
And they'll dice and they'll trim the lamb, whatever you want, they'll do it for. They'll get a pot ready for you, as they call it. So in a bowl, just get yourself some plain flour, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to season that plain flour. And when chefs talk about searing meat, what you're basically doing is two things. You're getting colour on the meat, but you're sealing in the flavour and the moisture to the meat, particularly when you're going to cook something for a long period of time. So all you do is get your pot on, any oil you like, rapeseed oil, olive oil, and all we're going to do is fry that off in batches of that size. Don't put all the lamb in there at the one time, because you'll overcrowd the pot and you'll boil the lamb.
Because you're taking down the heat.
So this takes about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm skipping this stage because it would take that period of time, but I want to talk you through it. That's the amount that you want to put in the pan at a time.
Okay. Get
Get the pan in there, fry it off for about 5-10 minutes, and then set it aside. You'll end up then with the lamb looking like that.
Okay. So it's not necessarily cooked through?
No, it's not cooked at all.
Okay.
Seared.
All you're doing is sealing in that moisture and getting a bit of colour on the lamb. And also, because we've done it with seasoned flour, the flour will thicken our sauce and make that lovely gravy.
Okay, can I ask you a quick question now? I don't want to hold you up because you've lots to do.
No, go on, yeah.
I don't eat lamb per se, so did you have to cut fat off that shoulder? Or?
You can, you know, when you get shoulder of lamb, there will be fat on it.
Okay.
Now, you can ask your butcher just to trim it, and they give it what's called a full trim. So they'll take all that fat and sinew off it. So as I say, they'll hand it to you in a packet, pot ready, okay? So then, to make the base of the casserole, we're going to start off with some of your oil, rapeseed oil, olive oil, and I'm starting off with some onions, just 1.5 large onions that I've chopped thinly. And this process as well will take about 15-20 minutes. Don't rush this. Don't lump everything into the pot and expect to get gorgeous flavours. You need to put a bit of love into it, keep your eye on it, and you'll get it back into flavour. Okay. So, onions and carrots. Now, this is a bit of a cupboard clearer as well. If you've got celery, you can pop celery in there. You've got mushrooms, you can pop mushrooms in there. For me, I'm going with onions and carrots, and I would give that, just on their own, about 10 or 15 minutes, just to soften down. Nice low heat. You're not looking for colour. You're just looking to soften the vegetables, okay?
Yeah.
On top of that then, in goes, at least the lunchbox has got some use.
I was just about to say, you're getting more organised with your containers.
Which one of your kids' lunchboxes
With the kids' lunchboxes, yeah. Well, you know.
Now, is that your favourite leek?
That's my favourite, has gone in there, leek. So that's 2 medium-sized leeks that I have chopped finely and I've washed, okay? So again, I would pop the lid on this now and give that another 10-15 minutes. You want that to be nice and soft, okay?
Okay.
So then we're going to keep building flavours. And what I'm going to start with is a little bit of tomato puree. This is a real winner in any kind of stew or casserole. So I want 2 good heaped tablespoons of tomato puree in there. That's the first little level of flavour that we're adding in. Stir that through. Just let it cook out for a couple of minutes. And then, because we don't want this to be a runny sauce, we want a nice thick gravy on this casserole. Because we've seared the lamb in seasoned flour, that will help, but I'm going to help it even more with a little bit more flour. I'm going to pinch a bit of this flour. So you want about 2 more tablespoons of flour in there. Now, when you add the flour, it's important that you give it 3 or 4 minutes, just cook that rawness of the flour out, okay? Because if you don't, if you go straight in with the next ingredients, you'll taste that in the sauce. Would
you have muscles on your arms by the end of all this?
No.
Sturden?
No.
Elbow grease?
No, do you know what? It's one of those ones that, again, this would be at 10 or 15 minute intervals. So just take your time with it, you know?
Just have to keep an eye.
I'm going to hit that down with a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme. and I'm going to put in a couple of pinches of freshly chopped parsley, which I got from my neighbour's garden.
Lovely.
Aoife, thank you very much.
Does she know about it?
She does now.
Morning, Aoife.
Yeah, good morning, Aoife. So I have some parsley.
Wouldn't surprise me at all, will it? On the way to the car.
Up on the wall.
Oh, I forgot the parsley. Aoife has some. So we have some parsley and fresh thyme gone in there. And then we're going to add in our wet ingredients. So a nice glass of red wine.
Okay.
Don't be worrying about that now in terms of the kids, because we're going to cook this over an hour and a half, 2.5 hours. All that alcohol will cook off, okay?
Yeah.
So we get our red wine in. Again, all these veg will be nicely cooked down, nice and soft, and then we're going to hit it with about 900 millilitres of lamb stock.
Okay.
So that's all our wet ingredients in there. And then the last thing to go in is the star of the show, the lamb.
The lamb.
Okay, so that's the last thing you put in. And all you're going to do is just stir that through. And you're going to pop a lid on it. And it's one of those dishes that you're looking for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours of a cook on this. But it's not going to do any harm if it cooks for 3 hours or 3.5. It takes a little bit of attention. Go back every 20 minutes, half an hour. Just stir it to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pot.
On a low heat, Simon?
On a nice low heat. You just want it on a little, so that you can just see the blips of the gravy coming through the sauce, and leave it for about 3 hours. And you end up...
Oh, here's the reveal. Come on.
With this. Now, you'll see when I stir this through that it's thick. You see that? Nice and thick. And there's our lamb. All our veg have cooked down. And I'm going to serve it with creamed American mash. Now, I say that.
Are they ready?
Well, we don't know. Here's the thing, right?
We'll be honest with the viewers.
The spuds have been on since 8 a.m.
They've been on since 9:15. So how long is that, lads? This proves that we're live.
It's 9:52 right now.
Right, so they've been on for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
They should be cooked, lads, shouldn't they?
They should. But you're not sure they will be.
Well, we're not sure. OK, let's find out.
Just have a little check.
We're in business.
Yeah.
OK, right. So, American mash, creamed American mash. You remember yesterday we had those lovely mash with the
quenelles,
Shane?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I won't be doing quenelles now. It was far from a quenelle.
I'm just happy they're boiled.
I'm just happy they're cooked. So the trick with this is, all you're going to do, boil them as normal, lovely salted boiling water, leave them on there, let the steam cook out of them a little bit, in case you want to dry them. A little bit of cream, boys and girls.
Full cream.
Yes, you're welcome. And we're going to go with, we've only got 30 seconds left, so I'm going to do this in the break where we add in some butter. And what we're going to do, we're going to mash them, but the trick with American mash, now that looks very runny, don't worry about it, because we're going to mash them through, and then we're going to whip them, boys and girls. So you see the way it's nice and loose?
OK, so they're going to become very fluffy.
Here's the trick. I know we're stuck for time. Watch this. The colour of the potatoes will change. They go from that lovely yellow to that gorgeous, fluffy white colour. Yeah, so there is your American mash. I'm going to serve this up to you now.
This is
on
proper
point
comfort food, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is, when someone says comfort food to me, this is what it is. It's a big hug in a bowl, all right? So there's your gorgeous creamed mash. And then I'm just going to finish that off with a couple of ladles of this kicker. Look at that.
Splendid.
She goes. And you can see the colour of the sauce going slightly orange. That is the tomato puree. That's a big boy's portion.
I was just about to say the same. You're very generous.
I'm going to finish that with a little bit of fresh parsley.
There we go. Look at that. Voila. Well done, chef. Come on. That's
we
really
got
good.
there in the end.
Well done.
He needs to lie down after that.
I'm going to a dark room for 20 minutes. I'm not the better of that at all.
Well done, Simon. We'll taste it during the break and we will report back. Now, as ever, the full recipe details are up on our website. That's virginmediatelevision.ie/Ireland AM.
Now, still to come, Brian Kennedy's on the couch. We are back in 3 minutes. Well done, Si.
Thanks, pal.
The new Whirlpool W collection with 6th Sense technology that fully guides you to achieve perfect results. Whirlpool, sensing the difference.